see that once author was traveling to England with his family during Easter. So there are many incidents, small incidents which author is actually telling his reader and to drive out lot of humor out of the readers. Humor is to draw a lot of laugh. So it is a very funny incident he shows where he is acting like a very clumsy person. So clumsy is basically a person who is so careless and who always does everything wrong. Okay, so I believe there are many people who are clumsy. Even if you look at yourself, maybe at some point you would also be a clumsy person. Maybe some point of life, or maybe in future life, anybody can be a clumsy person. There is nothing wrong in it. So clumsy people, they do lot of mistakes. They are tend to do lot of mistakes. They are very careless about their surroundings. Like अगर food ले रहे हैं तो food नीचे गिर जाएगा. Most of the time they are in a habit of dropping down the food, and sometimes they are just walking and चलते चलते एकदम से table लग जाता है foot पे. So what it is because of your carelessness. It is because you are clumsy, and believe me, it happens lot of time. Like in classroom also, you're just walking without looking here and there, and all of a sudden there is a hit on your leg. So what happens? You are hit by a table because of your clumsiness. So this is a carelessness which people they commit, a lot of carelessness things which people commit. So author also was a clumsy person, but the strange thing was he was clumsy only at the airport because he never liked traveling. He was not fond of traveling in especially flights. So that's why he became very careless person as soon as he starts traveling. So when he was at the airport, so the staff asked him to open his bag because his bag was continuously beeping as if there was some sort of magnet, or maybe there was something which was not allowed at the airport. So the staff asked author to open his bag. So as author started opening his bag, so he was not able to pull the zip off the bag because it stuck somewhere. So as he failed at it, so he put a lot of pressure on it in order to open the zip. So as he applied a lot of pressure, the zip actually broke and it opened, and everything which was in the bag, it just spilled out and started coming out everywhere. So the things were spreading everywhere because of a lot of force which author applied on it, and even as the zip broke, it hurt his finger, and his finger was also bleeding extensively. So this is one incident where he actually embarrassed himself because all the things which was in his bags, they just popped out of the bags and was all over on the airport. The next incident is another incident author tells where he was on aeroplane and he leaned over. So he was sitting on his seat and he realized that his shoelace was opened, and he leaned over. Leaned is actually to bend. So he bent over in order to tie his shoelace, but he was stuck over there. And was stuck, so there was a person who was sitting ahead of him. So the person who was sitting ahead of him threw his seat back. तो जो उसके आगे बैठा था उसने अपनी सीट थोड़ी सी पीछे की, because of which the author was actually stuck in that position. Now as he was stuck over there, his body also cramped. He was in cramped position where he could not move his body. उसकी body में cramp आ गया था, because of which he was not able to move himself. He was not able to free himself. Then again he put a lot of pressure, and what happened? He was again into a mess. So when he was trying to get out of that situation, he clawed the lid of the man sitting next to him. So when he tried to come out of that position, what he did, he put his claws into the man, and he hurt the man by coming out of that position. So it was again one of the things where he created a lot of mess, when he again brought a lot of insult to himself by disturbing the people in the flight. So the other person was actually very angry that why this person is clawing on me, and he got extremely angry on him. Then there is another incident and another occasion where author was in the flight and he was having some cold drink, and there was a passenger who was sitting next to him. So as author was enjoying his cold drink, so after some time what happened? By mistake the cold drink spilled on the man who was sitting next to him. गलती से उसके ऊपर गिर गई. So he called the attendant to clean up the mess and everything was sorted. But again author took another drink and he spilled the same drink, a different drink on the same person. So he again spilled the drink on the other person. So it was again a very embarrassing situation for author, as on the same person he has thrown or spilled the drink twice. So twice he has spilled the drink on become the same person. So it was very embarrassing embarrassing thing for the author also. Even the attendant got very angry at this incident, that why this boy is committing the same mistake again and again. Even the co-passenger who was sitting next to him got very angry that this person is probably a foolish person, or maybe he is doing it intentionally. But author was not doing it intentionally. It is something that was just happening by mistake because of his carelessness or because of his clumsiness. It was just happening. His worst experience was when he was writing a notebook. So there is also one more experience. Till now author says that ये तो normal चीज है. There is one more incident which is more embarrassing. ये भी embarrassing है, but the worst experience is yet to come. So in that worst experience, he says that once he was writing something in the notebook and he was talking to a lady who was sitting next to him. So there was a pen, the pen with him which he was writing, the pen was in his mouth. So there are people who are in a habit of taking the pen in their mouth while writing. It happens. There are many people who do it. So as he was taking the pen in the mouth, so something happened and then he went to the washroom in order to see what exactly it is. So when he went to the washroom, he saw that the pen's ink was leaked and it was all over his face and mouth, tongue and teeth. So the ink was all over his mouth and inside his mouth, and that's why he was feeling very weird that something has happened. So what was that? It was obviously the ink which he has actually taken in his mouth. Then he says that although he is a gentleman, he ends up in something cumbersome situation. So it is a situation where a very weird situation. So he says that though he's a very gentleman, he's not at all that kind of person. He's a very decent person, very decent personality. But I don't know why he just messes up and gets into some weird situation where everybody just is laughing at him and he's attention of everybody. So he, even if he does not want, he ends up in these kind of situation. So he says despite being a frequent flyer, so he used to travel a lot because of work. He used to travel a lot, but he never got any air card due to his carelessness. He has never got any gifts from them. He has never got any discount from the flight because of his carelessness. So first of all, he never applied for the discount, and even if he did, he completely forgot about it. So that's why he says that though he has many points, he is a frequent traveler and he might be having points also, but he has never took advantage of it. So there's also one thing he says that it's not only he, but now the people around him also are very well aware of the things which he is in a habit of doing, the situation in which he gets caught. So that's why when his wife and children are traveling with him, so they are also very aware of his clumsiness. So whenever food is being served, they would just take care that either the children are opening it or opening the lid and then serving it to their father, or he's not eating at all. This is the only condition when his family actually travels with him, because they knew it very well that author is a very clumsy person, and if he would sit in with that food, he's going to mess up a lot.